Flawless victory.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sports Drip Live. First show with my brother here in the new year, bringing in 2023. Right. Again, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Sports Drip Live. You guys are tuning in. You guys are watching this from the Star 6 Media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, even on the JCA platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter. We're on these. We're all on all these platforms. You can also follow us, guys, on TikTok, on Instagram at Star6 Media. Look for us on Spotify at Star6 Media. You'll find all our podcasts on there as well. But first and foremost, let's introduce my older brother Enrique Contreras into the 2023 year. Ricky, what it do, baby?
What it do, man? Happy New Year to everybody out there tuning in. And 2023 getting off to a very, very crazy start, man. Very crazy start.
You ain't lying. You are not lying. And that's exactly where we're going to. What a crazy start, especially in the world of wrestling, Ricky, particularly the WWE and all its just chaos, just the chaos that's going on right now, man. With the return of Vince McMahon coming back, trying to sell the company. So Stephanie resigning to Vince supposedly selling the company. It's just been a crazy 24 hours. But let's talk about it.
Almost like a week. It's just crazy, man.
Just about a week or so. So let's talk about it, Ricky, because like I said, you weren't here last week. I did the show solo, and it was just a show basically just trying to predict 2023, what I want to see from each combat sport, from UFC, from boxing, from WWE, AEW, and all that. And going back to WWE, Ricky, Vince McMahon, who was pretty much pushed out of his own company, forced out after all the sexual allegations, the harassment allegations that he had going on. He was forced out. Stephanie Triple H took over. And it seemed like WWE started to come back. The creative, everything creative was good. The matches were good. The shows were good. It was a much more tolerable product to watch, and it was like I said, it was getting way better. And then here comes Vince McMahon storming back. It's like he never wanted to leave in the first place, and of course all hell breaks loose. You want to explain to us what's going on?
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, man, he was forced out of his company with all the hush money payments and everything like that. So you got to think he's been sitting at home for what, 6 months, 7 months.
Basically.
What do you think? What do you think he's been doing the whole time? Well, what he's been doing the whole time, he's been plotting his way back into the company because, after all, he is the majority. He has the majority votes in the stock market shares. 80% of the voting power.
Yeah.
So that's what Vince McMahon has. So technically, he could have done this at any time that he wanted. He could have stormed his way back into the board of directors, but he waited. This because he actually asked for permission to come. He asked the board. He sent them letters saying he would like to come back and pretty much go back to the same way that he had it before he was forced out. And you can look up these letters. There were back and forth letters between Vince McMahon and the board, and you can find these online. But in a nutshell, basically, they were telling him that it was not in the best interest of the company for him to come back, pending all the allegations against him. So Vince McMahon did not like that response. So he sent another letter saying that I will not, as majority shareholder of the company with 80% voting power, I would not allow or approve of any sale of the company, nor the TV rights deals, which will be coming up in 2024. He will not allow it unless he is allowed back onto the board of directors. So just like that, everything turned around, and they said,
Wow.
"Okay, come back." He made his way back into the board of directors. He brought two people that he fired a couple years ago. I believe their name is George Barrios and Michelle Wilson. So he fired them 2 years ago to bring in Nick Khan. and basically forced three of the board members out of there, so that way to make room for him and the two people that he's bringing in. Plus, two other members of the board decided to resign right then and there and just said, "Fuck this. We don't want to deal with this guy. We don't want to deal with all this controversy." So they up and left. So it was down to Vince McMahon, Nick Khan, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and Barrios and Wilson coming into the as the making up the board of directors of the company.
Yeah.
So, and then from there, if from there everything started happening from there. If you want to get into it, man, what else happened during this week?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go. We're listening. I'm all ears, man. You're telling it beautifully. We have the board of directors.
Yeah,
a lot of them resigning because Vince McMahon, is basically holding them hostage. Basically saying, look, if you're not gonna allow me back in my own building, in my own creation, my own product, then I would not, as an 80% shareholder, I am not going to allow any kind of selling or anything as far as TV rights, any kind of negotiations as far as money wise to happen without me. Mm-hmm. So he held them hostage, blackmailed them pretty much. A lot of them resigned because they didn't want to deal with the BS. Now he's back.
The interesting thing too is that one of the two members of the board that decided to resign.
Yeah,
one of those guys, I forgot his name, but he was one of the guys that led the investigation into Vince McMahon.
Oof.
Into all these hush money payments and the sexual allegations and all that stuff. So I'm sure as soon as he was allowed back onto the board, these guys said, "Fuck this! All right, we see where this is going," and they just left. They just got out. They got out while they still can.
Right, rightfully so.
Yeah, and this I believe happened on January 6th. So then, a couple of days later, or maybe a few days later, I think it was January 10th. All of a sudden, right? We didn't hear anything for a few days.
Right.
All of a sudden, we get news that Stephanie McMahon steps down as co-CEO of WWE. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh man!" I saw something. I saw something was coming, but Stephanie McMahon stepping down, so it kind of shocked me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, this is basically her family's company. It's her father's company, but it's also her family's company. She's been in this her entire life, just as much as Vince McMahon has been. You know what I mean? She grew up in this business, and this is more than just a job. This is literally her entire, like I said, her life basically, right? This should be something she should pass down to her kids. So for her to essentially just walk away, it's definitely serious, because it's like, okay, cool. If you're not going to be here to deal with the BS that your father is basically throwing around, who else will go through that? You know what I mean? That's your dad. And if you're not going to be here you don't want to deal with that, then it must be bad. You know what I mean?
It's got to be something, man.
Something.
So then, as a result of her stepping down, all of a sudden Nick Khan becomes the sole CEO of the company. Like, he finally made it to the top. Well, I guess there is that meme. There is that meme that our brother likes sharing with us about the Mortal Kombat towers, where Nick Khan eliminates Shane McMahon, and then he's at Stephanie, and then goes up to Vince. Well, he made his way up to CEO of the company. So he's at this very moment, he is CEO. But I seriously doubt, it won't be for long. I seriously, it will not be for long, because all of a sudden, man, like we didn't even get a few moments to process the resignation of Stephanie McMahon. All of a sudden, these rumors started popping up.
Yes.
All of us, like, almost immediately, like, just like that, rumors started popping up. And even Brian Alvarez said on Twitter, like, a big news is imminent. And sure enough, all these rumors were coming up. WWE has been sold to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. And when I saw that, I was like, oof.
Well, okay, so that was a report that came out late last night. I mean, they came around like 10, 11 o'clock at night, Central Time.
Right.
And there's been reports today that it's not official.
Right.
It was just a rumor. There was reports, but it's not official. And the entire the backlash that one rumor has gotten from last night till now has been amazing, because like you have everybody from talent to fans to reporters to people who just love wrestling in general, just hating the fact that the Saudi that Saudi Arabia investment fund, whatever it's called,
Right.
is potentially going to buy out WWE. And the reason for that being is because they mentioned they want to take it private. So this wouldn't be a publicly traded company anymore. They want to take it
No.
private, which means they have literally control of everything. They don't have to worry about censorship. They don't have to worry about rules and regulations or like cancel culture stuff because it's private. It's their own business, their own product that they could literally do whatever they want with.
Yeah.
And that causes an issue, especially in today's society when you have wrestlers who are in the LGBTQ community. Saudi Arabia does not, acknowledge the rights of those of those
either
type
way.
of
You have
of that,
those
of,
and
of that
women.
type of community. Of that type of community, they do
Mhm.
not acknowledge the rights of women and their and the women community. So what happens with the wrestlers? Do they have to cover up? Do they have to, maybe not speak as? I don't know. Like there's just so much going on there,
Right. And then
right?
not to mention Sami Zayn, who is Syrian in heritage.
Yes,
And there's this whole political conflict between Syria and Saudi Arabia and all that stuff. So that also presents a problem for him, especially since he just signed a long-term contract with WWE.
yep.
So and then it also affects Kevin Owens because that's his best friend. So yeah, this does not sound good at all. It is when you stop and think about this, if even the rumor of it, nothing's confirmed obviously, but if this were to go down, I mean, even if the company's private, how would Vince McMahon and the WWE would actually how would they negotiate TV rights deals? Who would want to go do business with Vince McMahon?
When there's
With
smoke, there's fire. Basically, when there's smoke, there's fire. So I do think there's some validity to them wanting to buy WWE, to WWE wanting to sell to Saudi Arabia Investment Fund.
yeah. In fact, I think I guess the word is now is that there actually is like an agreement of some sort.
Yeah.
Nothing's confirmed and official, but there is interest on both sides, and there is like I guess like a handshake agreement or something. But
if you're a visitor, man, what are you doing? Why are you selling the company? Is this out of spite? Is just because you like think about this? Let's just be logical for a second, real quick. If you're Vince McMahon, you're forced out of the company, but it's in your daughter's hands. It's still in the family. You have your daughter, you have your son-in-law. It's in good hands. It's still going to be in the McMahon family. It's going to get passed down to their kids. Come on,
right.
you're old. What are you going to do with this? What, like, let's be honest. He's doing it out of spite.
He is a crazy old man.
He's doing it.
He's crazy. He's a fucking egomaniac, is what he is.
Yeah, he's doing it out of spite because there's no reason for you to be there. Like there isn't. You can help. You can still be there and not touch anything. Just be there.
Right.
Just be the owner. Just sit back and just relax and enjoy the show. You know what I mean? Handle the investments, handle the deal, the money if you want. Just don't touch creative. But you can still be there. You can still be a boss and not handle creative. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Just be an actual boss and just let the workers do the work. Basically, let your creative, your CEOs and your COs and CFOs and whatever these titles are, let them do what they're supposed to do. You just sit in the office, mingle with people, eat good food, watch good wrestling, and watch and count the money that's piled in.
This is not a man. This is not a man that likes to do that. This is a guy. You gotta look at Vince McMahon, man. This is all he knows. This is all he's been doing ever since he bought the company from his father.
Okay, so then what happens once he sells it, though, Ricky? Once it goes to Saudi Arabia, they're probably not going to want him either.
No. Let me tell you exactly why this is happening. Why this is a very real possibility. All right. Okay, Vince McMahon already has a relationship with the Saudi prince, and they have a really good relationship. They like each other. They're good friends, business partners, whatever. So, what Vince McMahon is doing here is by selling it to the Saudi prince and the Saudi Arabia PIF and taking it private, the package deal would be Vince McMahon being CEO and head of creative.
Oh my God.
Okay. This was his plan the entire time because look, the Saudi prince ain't gonna give him shit about all these allegations on him. He doesn't give a shit. All he cares about is the money. All he wants is the money. All right, that's all. But if Vince McMahon does a deal with Comcast, if he does a deal with Disney, they're gonna be like, okay, well, sorry, Vince. For the best interest of the company, we can't have you.
Right.
All these allegations, blah blah blah. Right?
Yeah. It's,
You
it's a bad look for their company, right?
We'd rather have Nick Khan and Triple H and your daughter running the company, but you can still be a part of the board or whatever. But no, we can't have you publicly being out there like that. But the Saudi prince doesn't give a shit, like I said. So this was something Vince McMahon has plotted since he was sitting at home for those 6 months. He was probably on the phone with the Saudi prince, like, hey, we're gonna work this deal. I'll sell it to you guys, blah blah blah, and I'll be part of the package. Kind of like how there was also this investment group called Endeavor, right? The parent company of the UFC.
Yeah.
When they bought the UFC, Dana White was also part of the package, and they kept Dana White as the president. And they've basically been hands off with the company. They let the UFC do their own thing.
Right.
That was also a potential buyer, but who knows if they would have, with the controversy surrounding Vince McMahon, who knows if they would have been hands off with the WWE as well.
Right.
But with the Saudi prince, and then plus they got ungodly amounts of money, a lot more money than these other companies that were willing to buy the WWE.
Yeah,
they got money,
that's
astronomical amounts of money.
But that's what another thing. If you're Vince McMahon, you've made all the money you can in your entire lifetime. What do you need more money for? You're not going to last another 10 years here in this earth.
Well, I think the real reason is just like what I said, for him to regain full power back.
Yeah,
of WWE, be there in that chair with that headset and running creative and micromanaging everything to hell. That is his true passion. That is Vince McMahon's true passion, and that is what he wants. And he knows he can get away with it with the Saudi Arabia public investment fund. They're gonna turn it private. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. No shareholders, no this or that person, whatever, telling him, you can't, too much. You have too much heat on you. You need to go away. Nobody can tell him anything. And that's exactly why, like you said, there's smoke to this fire. It's not official yet, but I would not be shocked the least bit if we see an announcement soon.
If that's the case, I don't want to open up a rabbit hole. But what stops him from doing more of what he did before? What he was alleged to be doing? What he was, he wasn't convicted of anything, but what he was basically alleged of doing. What stops him then? If there's really nobody going to be over him, if he literally has the power to do whatever the hell he wants, then it's like, where does it end? And I don't know. Maybe I'm just opening up a can of worms that shouldn't be opening now. But I feel like it's a question. It's a legit question. Another thing, if you're Saudi Arabia, how do you not? I mean, like, you must not be familiar with his work. Like the WWE was not good when Vince McMahon was head of creative. It was turning a lot of people off. And because it's the WWE, there's still going to be fans, right? They're still going to have its followers. They're still going to have all the people who like it, the product. But it'll never be as good as it was with Triple H as creative. Yeah. Like the way it has been, basically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, man, there's just so many different variables that move around here.
I don't think the Saudi prince sees that at all. He sees that, because think about it. Even though the ratings have gone down over the years and interest has gone down, they're more profitable than ever in their existence.
Yeah.
A lot of it is the TV rights deals, because content creates cash. So that's where all that money's coming from. And then, when they went public, that's another thing. So I don't think he sees anything wrong with the creative, honestly. He probably thinks the same way as Vince McMahon. He thinks it's such good shit, probably, So so that's
oh man,
very real possibility, man. I mean, the thing that sucks for me the most is that creative is gonna go back. We know Vince McMahon will end up back in that chairing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's gonna end up being shit again. I mean, look, Triple H wasn't perfect. There was some things that I didn't agree that he did, but overall, it was much better than what Vince McMahon was doing.
Absolutely. So then, what happens to Triple H, Ricky? Do you see him resigning? Does maybe he gets let go?
I
Different
mean,
position. What do you think?
as far as he goes, like I can see him still sticking around, but I can see him being demoted back down to NXT with his buddy Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
That's where I see it. And Nick Khan, bro, this is how I see it. As soon as the sale is done, deal, you know, both he and Vince McMahon are gonna make, I mean, astronomical amounts of money,
right.
and I think that's what Nick Khan is gonna be. Peace out.
Yeah,
I see him voluntarily step down because I don't think he really wants to run the company. He got in this thing to sell this company and make money, and he's about to do that. Right, he's about to do it any day now. He's gonna make. I mean, money that'll take care of his, generations of his kids later on. In the future.
right.
So I'm seeing what I see is as soon as that money gets wired into his accounts, he's stepping down, and that opened the door for Vince McMahon to finally reclaim his throne in this company.
Man, what, dude? This is wild. This is wild. Seriously. Oh man. Well, first and foremost, you listen to Sports Drip Live. Alongside my brother Enrique Contreras, my name is Jose Contreras, and guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Whether it's on the Spotify app, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, you guys can follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok at Star6 Media, and not just watch us, but watch all our platform, all our podcasts. For what we do, we talk about a plethora of sports. But right now, we're talking wrestling. We're talking WWE. The whole drama between Vince McMahon coming back, maybe selling the company, maybe not selling the company. Regardless of the fact that it's literally crazy, Ricky. It's crazy right now. What do you see happening? What do you see happening? Do you think this goes to Saudi Arabia to the IPF?
I think it's most likely. I think it most likely. Although it could change because of all the backlash that's going around. There's apparently news that some wrestlers are threatening to walk out if this deal
Really?
happens. You know, so I say I say it's likely that it might happen, but it's also likely that it might not happen. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't go to Saudi Arabia, there's only two there's only two other options that I think could happen. It can either be Comcast because they already have that. Comcast is the parent company of NBC Universal. They already have that, a long-standing relationship with NBC Universal.
Yeah.
That's probably the most likely other than Saudi Arabia. And then the other one was, like I said, the Endeavor group that owns the UFC.
Yeah.
So, that would probably be might be a second best option if he decides not to go with Saudi Arabia because, like I said, they've been hands off with the UFC ever since they bought
Yeah.
ever since they bought the company. They just let Dana White do his thing, and we just collect the pay. We collect the money,
Right.
just like the Saudi prince would do. So, but yeah, um, there's gonna be a shitstorm of backlash if this deal with Saudi Arabia goes, man. So this ain't over yet, man. This saga continues.
Do you see a lot of wrestlers potentially leaving if
I
this
don't.
goes to Saudi?
I
No?
don't. I don't.
Why
I
not?
don't. I don't think they have the guts to do it, man. Honestly,
Why not? If you have other wrestling companies that are doing well for
right.
themselves, you have AEW.
Look at AEW. Okay, let's look at AEW real quick. I mean, there are guys that are not being used. All right, not
Right.
there's some people that are not getting a lot of TV time.
Right.
Miro is one of them. Although that's his fault. With the news that's come out that he's over here denying, he's rejecting ideas for himself, and him and Andrade, talking about they want to go back to WWE. I bet they don't want to go back now. I bet they don't. But so the grass isn't always greener on that side. So
Yeah. But here's the thing. AEW right now only literally has one show. I get they have Rampage on Friday nights, but it's all one night. Rampage is pre-recorded. It all happens Wednesday after Dynamite. That 1 hour from 9 to 10. That's when usually they record Rampage, and you see that on Friday. It's literally only one show. If they do something similar to WWE does, when you have two shows, Raw, SmackDown, one on Monday night, one on Friday. If AEW could do something like that, maybe have a show on Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, whatever, right?
or
But if they can,
just give Rampage another hour.
yeah,
That's already their
basically,
second. That's already their second show.
yeah, give Rampage another hour. Do a thing where you can have, two different rosters and two different brands, kind of like how Raw and SmackDown was with WWE. That'll work. You'll have more time for those wrestlers that may potentially want to leave, right?
Right.
I mean, the one thing about AEW, and let's talk AEW since we're already here. The one thing about AEW that I love is no matter who's wrestling, no matter what match it is, these guys are gonna give it 110% every single time to make sure that whoever's watching, that fan in the stadium or the fan at home watching on the TV or on their phone, whatever device that they're watching it from, are gonna literally like, wow, this is a really good match. They're gonna walk away like this was a really good match. They do that every single time. At least they have been as of late, right? You don't get that in WWE. I feel like WWE say like they'll give us like okay matches, but they'll really turn it on and give you those really good matches when it comes to pay-per-views. But in AEW, it's constant, it's consistent.
Yeah,
it's every week.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
And so like you just continue doing that, continue doing what you do best, which is that. But you just give another platform, another show, another hour, whatever, to these other guys that you have. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the people that are threatening to walk out, I don't see it, man. You got to think these are people that also have families. They got jobs. There is no job security in WWE. When Vince McMahon's in charge, they can cut you anytime. So it's gonna go back to these guys walking on eggshells again backstage, and yeah, I just don't see it. They there was a lot of things that Vince McMahon did, like he banned everybody from using third party platforms, and there was guys like AJ Styles that does that on the side, and I think Selena Vega, Soraya, and they did nothing. They did nothing about it. So what it would take is for everybody to be like a united front and then do something about it. But I just don't see it.
Go on strike or something.
Yeah, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think they don't want to rock the boat. They got this crazy old man back, and they want to try to stay on his good side as much as they can.
No, I think that would work. If you're united, you maybe go on strike, don't go on shows. The worst that can happen is he doesn't pay you. If you think about it, maybe he'll try to sue you, but at the same time, it's like you're taking a stand. You're gonna get the public on your side, and then you'll force whatever company that owns WWE to do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It might work. I don't know, man. AEW regular go back. But going back to AEW, how does this all affect them? Does the news like this affects them positively or negatively?
It could be kind of a bittersweet thing, I guess. I saw Tony Khan, poking fun and everything. He says like, oh, he tweeted saying, "Oh, everybody's suddenly so nice to me now."
Right.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Especially when you got guys like Malachi Black and Andrade and Miro, complaining that they wanted to leave, and now, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're kissing his ass now.
Well, they gotta be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
they gotta be.
I mean, yeah, it feels like the momentum is changing back in their favor again. Because you remember when they exist purely because of Vince McMahon's WWE and how he was running it. Everybody, fans, a lot of fans stopped tuning in. A lot of the wrestlers were getting tired of working for him, and that was why they existed.
Yep.
Right. And then he steps down, and then the momentum shifted back to WWE when Triple H was in charge, and then everybody wanted to go work with Triple H. Think about William Regal, man. William Regal just left AEW to go to WWE. Oh my god, man! I wonder what's gonna happen with him now.
He's a bad luck.
That's gotta suck, bro.
Take your ass home and stay there, William Regal.
Man, you should have stayed. You should have stayed with Tony Khan.
You'd be smirched. Hey, he was getting time and everything. He was a big part of AEW when he was there.
He was on screen. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he sure was. And that's the thing, man. As long as Vince McMahon is still breathing, nothing is 100% sure.
Nothing
until he's dead and gone. He's buried and cremated or whatever. Even then, I don't know. Even then, I'm not so sure. You never know what he has a lot of money. He could probably clone himself or
Man,
like, make
there's
himself into a cyborg and run the company forever for all we know.
there's definitely a Vince McMahon clone or cyborg out there waiting in the winks. Just you know what I mean? Or you know what? They're
Yep.
gonna freeze his brain like they did Walt Disney. Freeze his brain. You
Yep.
know, put it in a computer AI or something, and then there you go.
And there you go. He'll still be running creative even in
Right.
death.
Even in death. Exactly.
His brain will still be alive though. But yeah.
Oh man, you listen to the
I-
Sports Group Live podcast, man. Alongside my brother Rick Contreras, my name's Rick Contreras. We're talking wrestling with this crazy drama going on with WWE. Uh, yeah, man, this is wild. I'm Ricky. I'm excited to see what happens going forward, man. Hopefully, it's not the worst. Hopefully, it's not what we expect.
Hey, well, this is good for us as content creators, as podcasters,
Yeah,
dude. This
it's
is this
never a
is
dull day.
this is a field day for us.
It's never a dull day with WWE and AEW, man. These guys, just wrestling in general. You're right. It's just content galore for sure. All right, Ricky. Going into AEW, a little bit more in AEW. Um, you have Adam Cole returning today. Now I know you said you didn't watch it, so let me just explain what happened. He comes out of nowhere, big pop from the crowd.
Mhm.
Goes in and talk about his injury that he's been out, how scary it was for him.
He's been out for a while.
Yeah,
I think since the Forbidden Door pay per view. That was
yeah,
when he got the concussion. Yep.
yep. And he was talking about how bad it was for him, everything, all the effects he was feeling at home. And it sounded pretty bad. But also came out and said he's clear, he's ready to go. He cut a really good promo, and it seemed like they turned him into babyface. So
Yep.
he's back to babyface. Really good promo. Back in AEW. How do you feel about that?
Great. I mean, I was beginning to worry about him for a while there, man, because it's like I said, he's been gone since Forbidden Door. I remember watching the match. It was him and I think Okada was trying to go for a Rainmaker, and he just collapsed.
Yeah,
And they called an audible right there, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? It looked pretty scary there, and we haven't seen him since. So I mean, yeah, it's just like concussions, man. They're no joke. You see it in football. I'm sure you
yeah,
guys seen it with what was that was that one quarterback who had it was a while back. Was it
yeah. Tua Tagovailoa.
yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
dude, that's man, concussions are scary, man. Very, very serious stuff. And we see it in football, we see it in wrestling too. You gotta remember these guys, man, even though this stuff is predetermined and everything, these guys they get hurt. These guys are moving, these are like big 250-pound guys going as fast as they can, jumping, flipping. So, things shit happens.
Yeah.
So I'm
No, you're
I'm
right.
ha- I'm happy to see him back, man. It's good. It's great to see him now. It's great to see him back.
Yeah, I'm glad he came back as well. Honestly, and I'm even happier that they're bringing him back as a baby face. I feel like they have way too many heels going on right now in AEW. At least with some great wrestlers. You never know what John Moxley is. He's kind of like an anti-hero. You know what I mean? He could play heel. He could play baby face. Same with Adam. Same with Adam Page. I feel like Adam Page is also one of those guys.
Yeah.
You have Jericho as a heel, MJF as a heel. You have obviously Brian Danielson as a baby face, Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks.
You know, so yeah, so they're bringing him back as a baby face, which is great. I would love to see him do some with MJF. Maybe after this Brian Danielson stuff's over, MJF versus Adam Cole. I think it would be
That
great
sound
personally.
that sounds good right there.
That sounds
That
like
could
a
be
really good.
that could be the next program.
It really can be, and I hope it is. Like I say, AEW right now to me. And I want to talk about AEW today because I think it's only been 2 weeks, but this week and last week, man, they've been putting hell of a shows on. They have
Yeah.
been putting on some amazing shows, great shows.
Yep.
Last week in Seattle, this week in Los Angeles, the crowds have been rocking.
I know. Yeah, I
Like
know the crowd last week. I watched last week's show, and man, that's the kind of crowd that you want at every show. That crowd was alive, and they made that show. They
they
really did.
made that show. I was doing. I was at home watching. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. This is amazing. Like, it gets you in the house, like so pumped up for the matches, and when great matches too. With the acclaimed and Jeff Jarrett and Jay White. I mean, not Jay White. What's his name?
Dude, I'm loving that. I'm loving that feud, man,
Jay
with the
Lethal.
Acclaim and Jeff Jarrett and
Dude. Yeah.
they brought in Kurt Angle and Karen Angle and the whole thing. And
It's
dude, Max
hilarious.
Caster's on fire with his bars, man. He really
Dude,
is.
he is great. He is great. Absolutely great. But yeah, they had Jade Cargill wrestle. She's been over. She the crowd is starting to warm up to her, and you know what? She's been putting on way better matches. She's been in development. You can tell she started off raw. She was botching a lot of her matches, but she has been coming on. You see the progression, you see the growth, you see the star power that she has, and the crowd is really liking her. They're warming up to her, and
She's getting
rightfully
better
so.
in the ring
She's a
too.
star. Yeah,
She's
she's a
improving
star
in
in
the
the ring.
ring.
She really is. She really, really is. But this week you had matches with Shakura and Brian Danielson, which was a great match. You've had the trios match, the game 7 is what
Game
they called
7.
it. Yeah, the ladder match. You got to watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you gotta watch unless you already know the result, but you gotta watch it, dude.
I don't know the result, but yeah, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna rewatch everything, man. I saw some highlights of some of the show, so I know what certain things happen, but I don't know the
Yeah.
result of this match yet. So yeah, I'll tune in.
What we didn't get today was a Sasha Banks. I guess there was rumors saying that she might show up.
Mercedes Moné.
Mercedes Monet, whatever. Maybe it's because she's doing stuff in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe she just wants to wait,
Could be.
and get that to be.
Right.
Get that going before she makes her AEW. If she does make her AEW debut,
Oh,
it's
I have no
almost
doubt. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. It'll
yeah,
happen.
yeah, now, right? Right
Yep.
now. But she didn't show up today, so I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know,
I was honestly I was expecting her to be there. I thought there was gonna be some kind of, even though Soraya said that Tony Storm was gonna be a partner, I thought there was gonna be some kind of swerve somewhere that maybe Hikaru
she gets
Shida
hurt.
was gonna hurt Tony Storm or something like that, or,
Yeah,
or even she was gonna even run in the match or something. That's kind of what I was expecting, but obviously it didn't happen, and it was good on Tony Khan for announcing that it was gonna, or Soraya announcing that it was gonna be Tony Storm, because if you imagine if they didn't say anything and still left it as a surprise, man, I would have been pissed. The crowd, the fans would have been pissed.
yeah,
If you know what I mean. Everybody
no, for sure.
expecting Mercedes and she didn't show up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. It could be she wants to probably take it slow, do her thing with New Japan and Stardom and stuff like that. Or it could be that she probably already is in negotiations with Tony Khan, and they're probably saving her for a much bigger, like maybe the next pay per view,
Yeah,
for example,
Revolution.
maybe
I think
Revolution.
Revolution's the next one. I think in March. I believe it's in March.
Yeah,
But yeah, Revolution is
but
the
I
next
have
one.
no doubt. I have no doubt she will appear in AEW at some point this year for sure. I have
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt.
100%. She has to. I mean, if you're looking at what's going on in WWE, why even go back to that? You left when Vince was in power. You never came back when he wasn't in power. Now you think she's gonna go back when he's
Smart,
back in power? No way.
smart. I
Yeah,
mean,
she
I
really
hate to
is.
say it, but she was smarter than William Regal,
Yeah,
the veteran William Regal, man. So good on her. I feel
yeah.
bad for William Regal though, man. I really do.
Her and Naomi. Naomi never went back either. So good on both of them, if for real. Because
Yeah.
but yeah, Ricky, sticking with AEW, you have a possible free agent in Jay White, leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, or
Mhm.
at least his contract expiring.
Right.
If you're someone like Jay White, you know you have a lot of star power. You could beat something for real in this company, in this business. I mean,
Right.
where do you go? You go to WWE, even knowing everything that's going on or that could go on, or do you go to AEW where you were there previously? Just
Right.
when they had like that partnership going with New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know the people, you know the style, you know everything about it. You
Right.
go there, or you go to WWE.
Right. I guess you got to weigh the pros and cons, right? If he goes to WWE, he's obviously going to get paid a lot of money,
Yeah,
right? And he's going to be on the biggest stage on the biggest wrestling company in the world right now. And as far as we know, Triple H is still running creative.
right.
So with Triple H still there, I think Triple H would do good by him. But with all this news coming out, I'm having my doubts now. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon will start, creeping his way back there. But you got to look at that. And then if he goes to AEW, obviously the pro is a much lighter schedule. He's still gonna make some pretty good money, and he'll still be able to make some New Japan bookings too if he'd like, because there's still the partnership there.
Yep.
The biggest con for me is, no pun intended, the biggest con is he could get lost in the shuffle in AEW, because it's like we said, there's not a whole lot of time. They have a lot of people under contract, but not a
Yep.
whole lot of time. So that's the big issue right there. I would probably have if he goes to AEW. So it's you know you gotta weigh it out. If I was Jay White, because
Bro, bro,
he's
yeah.
really good, man. He's very good talent. He's a very good wrestler. I like his Switchblade character. Kind of reminds me of Conor McGregor a little bit. Um, I guess the way he talks, I guess,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, he's gonna get a pretty good deal wherever he goes. He's gonna make a lot of money. But you gotta weigh the pros and the cons. So we'll see what he chooses to do. What do you think?
I mean, yeah. There's also there's a third option where you stay in
Yeah, in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
New Japan Pro Wrestling. I can't even
Right.
talk today. But you can stay there as well. But for me, he's a talent where it's like, no, you gotta expand, man. AEW,
Yeah.
WWE, you gotta come to the United States, make your money over here, and build your brand, build your character, build your just you. You know what I mean? And you can do that in these two companies. I do agree with you. If he comes to AEW, he could get lost in the shuffle because you have a lot of guys like him and Kenny Omega and Adam Cole. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's similar guys there. You could do a lot with Switchblade, but I feel like you can get lost in the shuffle. He's probably going to be in a tag team or in a faction. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
let's be
That's
honest, right?
right. And
But
that's not what we want to see him, man. He's pretty good on his own.
yeah. Now if he
So
goes to WWE, he'll automatically be in NXT. I think he would do great in NXT. I
no, no,
think
no.
yes.
I would not wish that upon him. I want him to go straight. I want him to go straight to SmackDown. SmackDown would be the place I would want to see him.
I don't think you would do that with him. You got to build him up. That's what WWE does. They put him in developmental just because they're
Okay, maybe
arrogant
he'll
that
be
way.
maybe for a little while he'll be there, but
Yeah, he won't. He
I
won't be
can't see
there. He
him
won't be there long. But
there.
I could. Sorry, you're breaking up. He won't be there long, but I could see him in the program with Braun Breakers or just guys there in NXT and do very well. What worries me if long as Triple H is still head of creative and Raw and SmackDown, if he goes up, he'll be fine. But at the same time, look what is Karrion Kross doing? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even
Karrion Cross has been a disappointment, man.
yeah,
Karrion
there's
Cross, and even Bray Wyatt. I mean,
Bray Wyatt. What is Bray Wyatt doing? What is
what's going on?
LA Knight doing? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Triple H is starting to worry me a little bit too in WWE. It's like it's good that he's bringing these guys back, but it's like, is it worth it? Like Bray Wyatt, of course, no brainer. You
right.
bring him back.
And then
But
you got Hit Row.
yeah, what is Hit
Oh
Row?
my
I was just
goodness.
gonna go there. I was
Oh
exactly
my
just gonna go.
god, bro.
What is going
Slap,
on with them? Like
Slap Dollar, man. The botch of the year of 2022, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
that
bro.
fight
This
they gotta. It's like look, Vince McMahon did good. No offense to them, but like, come on, man. Without Swerve Strickland, they're just
that Swerve Strickland was that group, man. He really
yeah.
was. And
He's great.
now he's doing great in AEW all
He's
by
doing
himself.
amazing in AEW.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
don't think he does not want to go back to be
No,
part of that group.
I wouldn't.
No.
He's a star. He's definitely a star. But
LA
that's what I'm
Knight,
saying.
LA Knight. Look, there's a lot of potential in LA Knight, man. He's really good on the
100%.
mic. He's
Yeah,
really good
100%.
on the mic. If anything, he's outshining Bray Wyatt in that feud
Yeah, I agree.
for
I
sure.
agree.
He really
But,
is.
but that's what I'm saying. But if
So kind
it
of,
wasn't for Bray Wyatt, it's like you got to use him correctly, though. That's the thing.
yeah. So with that being said, that whole feud between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, I don't know about that decision on Triple H putting those, because LA Knight is far much better on the mic. He's outshining him.
He really is.
You should have put Bray Wyatt with somebody else.
Well, the thing
But
is, I feel like the story is moving too slow for me. I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know if they're waiting for his debut to be in WrestleMania or what, like for his actual match. I don't understand why they're holding back already on Bray Wyatt. Like he should have had a match already. He should have had a match. Are you
yeah,
waiting for the Royal Rumble? Like I mean, he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble, but how long is he gonna be there? Is he just gonna go just to scare people and then like eliminate himself? Like I don't get it. The story's moving really slow for me.
It really is.
And now you're bringing Alexa Bliss into the fold. That's fine. I love Alexa Bliss. She's one of my favorite women wrestlers. She needed to be back in the spotlight. She needs to be a heel again.
Yeah. I don't know about putting her back with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense to me either. It's like
it's like some Vince McMahon would do again.
Right. You need to, like, what was it? Twisted Bliss, like whatever her character was when she first came out.
That I like.
When she was a champion.
I love that character, Alexa Bliss, man.
Yeah, exactly. She was great.
Yeah.
I thought they were going back to it when they started this program with Bianca Belair, and now they're like, it's going elsewhere with Bray Wyatt. I don't understand it, but the storyline is moving way too slow. I feel like they don't know what they're trying to do.
No,
it doesn't seem like it.
And then with Vince McMahon possibly coming back, I don't see it good. I don't see anything going good for Bray Wyatt, man. If
he'll probably be forced to play the Fiend character again, and there's lots to unpack, man. It's crazy. We'll talk more about it when there's official news on who buys it out, what happens. Because I'm pretty sure that this is nowhere. This is far from over. It hasn't even began.
No.
So we'll definitely talk more about it. But yeah, Ricky, as far as AEW is concerned,
we keep coming back to WWE, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's hard not to, though. It's really hard not to. But going back to AEW for the final time, like what do you want to see from this company this year in 2023?
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, so you mentioned how tonight's Dynamite and last week's Dynamite were very good. Like some of the best shows that they put on. I mean, they it's like they got their energy back, and they got it. They got everything back.
They started like a new brand too. Like everything's different. Like they changed the arena. They changed the colors of the colorway of the shows. So yeah,
right. Yep. So with that said, though, the ratings are not reflecting that, though. All right. I believe the rating last week was in the 800,000.
Damn.
Overall viewers.
Yeah.
I think this week might be a little higher. It could be either in the upper 800s or maybe in the 900s. But so they're not reflecting very well like how they used to. So then there is one option to bring those ratings back. That's CM Punk. As a matter of fact, CM Punk has been I guess he's been on Twitter posting, I guess evidence that, look, when I was around, look how high the ratings were. Look at the merch sales, all this and that, the overall interest in the company. He's got leverage there. He's got a lot of leverage there, bro. And with all this attention being on WWE right now, for better or for worse, AEW needs some attention, I guess they need that attention back on them.
Right.
And what better way than to not only bring CM Punk back, but immediately put him in that feud, capitalize on that real life drama that happened at Brawl Out, like everybody likes to call it now.
Right.
With Kenny Omega and the Elite, and make this an angle and make some money and bring back, put the ratings back up and the interest back in that. I mean, that's the hottest angle in wrestling if they're able to do it.
Yeah.
If they're able to pull it off. And it seems like CM Punk's he's willing to play ball. That's what indications right now are showing. So
it would be great. It would be great television. It'll be great storytelling. I would love to see it. I've been one of those guys who wouldn't want CM Punk to come back because I think he's just a complete cancer. But I could be wrong.
I want him back. I want to see him back. I want to see him back.
I guess selfishly I do too, just to see that program.
Yeah.
But he just left a bad taste in my mouth the way he left.
Wait, but here's the thing, man. This is nothing new. We've seen this in wrestling.
Yeah,
guys, we've seen a lot worse than this in backstage. Or we've heard worse stories about this, in wrestling in the past, right? There were guys. There's stories of guys that almost nearly killed each other.
Yeah,
backstage.
That's true.
So it could work. Tony Khan, like I said, he has to be the promoter, and he has to put his foot down and be okay. I'm in this business to make money, and you guys are going to work together, and we're all going to make some money. That's what Tony Khan needs to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it, man. Vince, he has a channel his inner Vince McMahon.
Right, exactly. You guys listen to Sports Drip Live, brought to you by Star 6 Media, alongside my brother Enrique Contreras. My name is Jose Contreras. Thank you guys for watching. You can follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. So just follow us at Star 6 Media. Again, we'll talk more wrestling when more news comes out of what's going on with WWE. We'll continue to watch AEW. Again, I feel like it's been amazing. The shows have been great. But let's get real quickly before we end the show. Let's get into some UFC. The UFC's first main event of 2023 has taken a hit as Kelvin Gastelum has withdrawn from a 5-round middleweight bout against, I don't even know, man. How is it Nusrin? Oh man, you gotta help me out with this name. Amiyamov? I think Ricky has froze for a bit, but yeah. There he is. There you are. No, you're not. But yeah. Kelvin Gastelum is withdrawn from the yo. Yeah, I hear you now. I hear you're back. You're back. Help us out with this name, Ricky.
We're live, pal.
Yeah, we're live. Help us out with this name.
Nasruddin Imavov.
Nasruddin Imavov. There you go. See, that's why Ricky's here. He's here to make me look better. But yeah, Nasruddin Imavov, Ricky, on Saturday night is supposed to fight Kelvin Gastelum in Las Vegas. UFC Fight Night, first main event of 2023. But again, it's taking a hit. Gastelum has to withdraw due to an injury to his mouth. That's what sources told ESPN. Regardless of the fact they have someone to step in. Middleweight contender Sean Strickland has agreed to replace Gastelum on the card and will face Imavov in a 5-round, 205-pound main event. Strickland's back after getting knocked out from Pereira. Ricky, how do you feel? Yo, you hear me?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, technology.
Yeah.
All right.
But as I was saying,
I barely heard anything you said, but
yeah. So Strickland now in the fight. How do you feel about this fight now that Strickland's in it after he's coming back after getting knocked out from Alex Pereira in his last fight? Here he is, UFC Fight Night. How do you feel about it?
Yeah. Actually, this is a much better fight. Actually, Kelvin Gastelum, he's been in the game for a while. He's probably, you hear me?
Yeah. We hear you.
Yo. Oh man.
Yo, we hear you.
Stuff, man. All right, you hear me good?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, I think this is a better fight. Imavov he's a incoming prospect, and we got Sean Strickland, who is a more of a veteran, and he loves to stand and box, and Imavov probably has the reach advantage, I think, but we're gonna see pretty much a stand up battle in this fight. So, and as far as I think my win, I think I'm probably going with Strickland by unanimous decision on this fight.
Oh, there you go. I agree. I think Strickland comes in, and climbs back up that middleweight ranking. Ricky, I can really see. I like Strickland. I like Sean Strickland. I think he ran into a buzzsaw in Alex Pereira. But I do like Sean Strickland. I do believe he can win this fight, and I agree with you.
A fight with might have been Jared Cannonier, I think, last year, right after the Pereira fight.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fight. It was a fight night.
Yep.
So he's coming off a loss too, but so kudos to him for stepping in and saving this main event. The first card of 2023 for the UFC. And it being a fight night. Kelvin Gastelum. I'm not sure what that is on his face, but hopefully he heals up, and then we'll see him back in the octagon pretty soon. But yeah, this is a pretty good fight. You got an up and comer prospect against a veteran like Sean Strickland. it's going to be a stand-up battle. So it should be interesting to see.
Absolutely, Ricky. Absolutely. My guy Dan the Determined Aguirre also fights in the prelims that night. I'm going to be tuning in. I interviewed him
Nice.
for Little Media School not that long ago. So, but his fight also got switched up. His original opponent, got hurt, injured, had to bow out. So, but they got
game.
someone else stepping. That's part of the game.
It's part of the game. You got to think, man. A lot of fighters say that the hardest part about being a fighter is the training camps.
Yeah,
That is the hardest part. That is the hardest part. And the fight is easy. That's what a lot of fighters say. The training is hard, but the fight is easy. The fight itself is easy. It is what, and it's part of the game. And here we go. You see it right here in the main event too. It got switched up.
Yep. Here we go for sure. But that's for UFC, Ricky. As far as boxing goes, Gervonta Tank Davis fought Hector Garcia this past weekend. What did you see in this fight?
We saw Tank Davis, as always, a slow starter, and Garcia looked pretty good early on. Garcia did look pretty good. He looked pretty good on. He was landing. It looked like he probably had the length advantage, right, in arm length. So he was landing. He looked pretty good. He didn't look like he was getting not until the later rounds when Tank Davis was coming back in, and he was starting to land hard, and he was coming forward. There was some kind of fight in the middle of the crowd too. I think right in the middle. I don't know what it was, man, but the referee ended up stopping the fight, which I never saw before. When there's a fight in the crowd, when there's a fight in the crowd, they don't usually stop the fight mid fight, but they did. And then after that, Tank Davis was just landing his bombs. Landed one in particular at the end of the 8th round into Garcia's eye, and he basically didn't come out for the 9th round. He was telling his trainers that he couldn't see, that he was blinded, and take that for what you will. Some people say he quit on the stool. He just went looking for a payday, or he was legitimately blind. So,
yeah.
That's the power that Davis has, man. So there you go. That's your tune-up fight. Now we're all over to the real fight, which will be in April against Ryan Garcia. The other guy, no relation. The real Garcia he'll be fighting, and
the real Garcia.
It's a fight we're waiting for.
Can you see Tank Davis doing the exact same thing to someone like Ryan Garcia, or do you think Ryan Garcia is too quick for all that?
I could see it. I could see. It's like I said. Gervonta Davis is a notorious slow starter. So he likes to take his time in the early rounds. But yeah, Ryan Garcia is very quick, man. Super quick with those. So all it could take from Davis is just to get in there, one of those big bombs into his eye. He could blind him too, or he can knock him out.
Yeah, we're gonna accept that. We'll talk more of that fight.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see Garcia's chin tested against the power of Davis.
100%.
And then we'll see. So, and then like we mentioned, Ryan Garcia has the speed advantage. So, will Davis be able to avoid the speed and those punches coming from Garcia? So it's gonna be one of the biggest fights of the year for sure.
No,
so I can't wait.
If not the biggest fight of the year, I could see it. I could see it being that big. And like I said, whoever wins this fight is gonna shoot up to superstardom, especially in the boxing world. That's gonna be the new it boxer for sure. Whoever comes out of this one. So yeah, this there's a lot on the line.
A lot of interest too coming in. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of interest for sure. And we'll talk more about the Ryan Garcia Gervonta Davis fight. Closer to the bout. If I'm not mistaken, does Ryan Garcia still have a tune-up fight coming up himself?
No. He's going straight to the Tank Davis. Yep, not anymore.
There you go.
We almost thought Davis wasn't going to fight because of the allegations that happened not too long before, but promoters, they don't give a shit, man. The fight has to go on. They got to make their money.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Money talks.
Money. Yep.
So there you go. Davis he got his tune-up out the way. Ryan Garcia is going straight to the super fight with. So there we go.
Yep.
April. Yeah, it'll be in April.
Yep. Should be a good fight. We'll definitely, like I said, the closer we get to the fight, we'll have a big time show previewing that bout and many, many more. And again, continue to watch us, continue to stick with us here on Sports Drip Live. We're talking everything WWE, AEW, UFC, boxing, MMA, Bellator, you name it. We do it all. We talk it all here on Sports Drip Live. Ricky, another great show in the books. First one of 2023, first of many. And what a great show it was, man. We'll talk, like I said, the more wrestling news comes out, man, we'll definitely be all over it.
Oh yeah, man. This is like I said, 2023 is gonna be a field day for us, man. Coming from the coming from the pro wrestling side for sure. But we also got some exciting fights hopefully happening in the UFC. I'm waiting for John Jones, man. John Jones, I'm waiting. I want to see him finally fight in the heavyweight division. I don't know what's going on with Francis Ngannou. I've heard rumors that he wants to leave, go to the PFL. I don't know, man. But I think UFC. Hopefully we get to see John Jones versus Francis Ngannou sometime.
285, right? Is that where that's slated to happen to UFC 285?
Hopefully. Yeah.
But that's right after 284. And we know we know which one that one is.
Yeah, Teixeira and Jamal Hill. There we go.
Is that 284?
The next one. Oh, 284. You might be talking about Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev.
No, it's Alexander Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev.
Volkanovski. Look, man, I'm over. Yes. I'm brain farting over here, man. By the way, guys, I'm on 2 hours. I'm on 2 hours of sleep right now, so my brain functions.
Yeah, you and me both.
There we go.
I'm on 24 hours. I'm on 2 hours in the last 24 hours. So yeah, we're definitely.
There we go. Yeah, of course. Charles Oliveira already got beat by Islam Makhachev. So we're seeing Alexander Volkanovski. We're running on fumes.
Yes.
Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. The next one will be Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. And hopefully somewhere down the line, we'll see John Jones and Francis Ngannou. And, man, it should be a good year.
Definitely should be a good year, Ricky. Like I said, we'll talk more about UFC. We'll talk more about Bellator. We'll talk more boxing, WWE, AEW within the year. We'll be back next week for sure. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Our show will finally be back on Spotify tomorrow. We're back on Spotify. It'll be on YouTube. The show will be on YouTube, of course. You can always find our current, previous, and past episodes on YouTube and on Facebook at Star 6 Media or at JCA Sports, regardless of the fact we'll be on both. But again, Ricky, anything you want to say before we leave?
No, man. Just thank you for everybody that tuned in. Thank you for listening to us. Thanks for supporting us. And a happy new year to everybody. Happy 2023. And we look forward to everything, to all the craziness and all the chaos and all the great fights scheduled for this year. So can't wait. And we'll be right here to provide the fix for you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching again. For Ricky Gutierrez, my name is Zach.